So guys, for the last few years, I've been traveling the planet, I've been traveling the globe, getting different information from different places. So I'm gonna take you from employee to entrepreneur, and you're gonna see all the journey documented here in the channel.
It's lit. Just take a look at the drip. You boys don't get fired in this. Roll a dope, yeah, I'm high as a bitch. Wait, it's lit. Get that little bitch a little
You're
tip.
probably wondering, who is this guy? Well, let's just start from the beginning. I'm just a regular guy from Buenos Aires, Argentina. So just simple and middle class from Argentina. I have to say, from a really young age, I knew that I needed to get away from Argentina, because even though it's a really nice country in a lot of stuff, also it's a little bit hard to obviously progress in a career path, in sense of that basically the salaries are crazy low. So imagine if you're just in Argentina, maybe the salaries are like $100 or $200. When I started, my first job was $200 a month. So since a really young age, I knew that I needed to go out and explore the world and see another um, realm of opportunities, basically, because I knew that my future in Argentina wasn't bright enough, if it makes sense. I'm moving tomorrow, basically back to Argentina, in a different path, in a different way, more mature, more wise. Now, to tell you guys a little bit about me, so essentially, when I was 18, I was going to go and study to US just to play football, because they gave me a couple scholarships. I didn't want to go to university. I was just going because it was my path to leave Argentina and go to US. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go to uni so I can go to US, and then most likely just finish uni and then stay in US in doing something there, because obviously it's a cool place. So what happened was COVID hit. Essentially, I couldn't go to US and do a scholarship. So what I had to do was basically figure out what to do in Argentina. Now, 18, essentially, without any skills, without no money, living with my parents, not going to university, and not having a job, it was pretty hard, man. And obviously, you see all these gurus on Instagram, YouTube, and different platforms that they say, "Oh, I'm 16 and I'm driving a Lamborghini." So I got pretty frustrated. Essentially, what I did was just get a job, and I knew I needed to make money. So basically, what I did was just going in Google and search, how do I make money fast, because I needed that money to leave the country, if it makes sense. Now, to give a little bit of context, at this point I'm 18. I just know how to speak Spanish. I have no skills, and I just have $600 in my bank account, or to my name, not even in a bank account, because I had it in cash. So it was pretty rough to move countries. I have the luck of having an Italian passport, which allows me to move to Europe and obviously move around easily than just having an Argentinian passport, which is pretty cool. So I have a couple family living in Spain, and I say, okay, well, if I need to move, the best move probably will be going to Spain, just because if I fucked up, I have family there, so it's gonna probably be fine. So that's what I did. So essentially, I just searched on Google how to make money fast. First thing that I noticed was cryptocurrencies. Now, if you guys know about cryptocurrencies, they're super volatile, and they're pretty risky. Obviously, if you don't have money, they're super risky, because you have to take massive risk to get a cool amount of profit, if it makes sense. But I said, fuck it, maybe this is me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically grab everything that I have and just put it into crypto. We're talking about 2020, before the 2021 bull run that was fucking crazy. So I just grab all my money, put everything into crypto, grab my best friend and say, hey man, I'm doing this. I think you should do it, and if it goes well, promise me that you're gonna come and live in Spain with me. So that's what we did. We grabbed everything we had, put everything into crypto, and it played pretty well. Now at this point we were 19, with Herman, my friend, um, and we went from having 600 to like 25, 30k US in Argentina at 19, which is pretty crazy. But by that time, basically, we were doing crazy shit, um, not working on anything. I quit my job at the moment, obviously, because I was making more money just fucking flipping meme coins than working in a cafe. So I basically quit that job and I started doing crypto full time with Hermie, a couple of other friends that we just got into crypto. We made a lot of money. We spent a lot of money as well. We weren't wise. Obviously, when you're a kid, you think that everything's going to go up forever, and that's not what happens. So essentially, what happened was that obviously we lost everything. So we moved to Spain. That was pretty fun. Obviously, crypto money allowed me to do a lot of different stuff. So we moved to Spain. Once we moved to Spain, market crash, lost it all. We had to fucking figure out what to do again. So the plan for going to Europe was to dedicate myself to be an entrepreneur and do different stuff, building a company. I was thinking maybe doing like miners for different cryptocurrencies. And obviously, when I landed in Spain, what happened was that the market went fucking crazy down. So I lost all my money. So here we are. I'm 19. I'm in Spain. At least with my best friend. We just moved. By ourselves for the first time. So we had shit to pay, and yeah, shit hit the fence, and that's life, you know. But like at the end of the day, it was a pretty frustrating. I would say it was a pretty frustrating era of my life because I was in another country, in another continent, without my family, having to work again a job that I didn't like, with no money saved, with too little room to save money because the salaries in Spain are not good at all. So yeah, it was pretty frustrating because I thought I was going to be a millionaire by 21, and I basically lost everything that I had. And I had this idea of doing everything fast and just becoming a millionaire by 20 or 21 and just do everything fast. And yeah, reality gave me a slap on the face, and it wasn't fun at all. You can ask my family. At that time, I was pretty frustrated. I didn't like my life. I didn't like what I was doing. So a couple months went through, and I knew I needed a change. You know, this stuff that I was doing, it wasn't going to take me anywhere, or at least not where I want to be. So say, you know, what are the countries that I can go that if I don't know a skill, I can make the most money of it. So you have different ways to make money. You can basically make money selling a skill. You can basically make money selling your time, or you can basically make money selling a product or a service, right? So at this point, I'm 19 or 20 at the moment. I have a little bit of money saved because I went back up a little bit and just work. But I didn't have skills. So I was selling my time in a country, Spain, which didn't allow me to save enough money. My whole plan for this season was getting money again because and I knew at the time that the bull run was coming again. So if you see the markets, they have cycles, right? And I knew that it was going to happen again, and it's actually happening now. So I was pretty right. But I needed money again to invest in crypto, and so I said, you know, I can basically get a visa for Australia, which is pretty easy with the Italian passport. And if I don't have a skill, I can sell my time in the country that gives me more money for my time. Okay, so it has the best return on investment on my time. So what I thought was basically, okay, let's just go to Australia. Let's search for an industry that gives me a skill, and meanwhile make money from selling your time. Cool. So that's what I did. I went to Australia. I landed in Brisbane and in Gold Coast. I lived in Brisbane for a year, and I started searching for sales jobs. Why sales? Just basically based on performance. That means that you can make as much money as you can. Also, I think sales going to allow me to grow as an entrepreneur and obviously as a person, because I think everything is selling in this life, and if you know how to sell, your life is going to be easier. That's for sure, and I can 100% guarantee that. So I went to Australia, got a sales job, found a really good company, and they taught me essentially everything that I needed to know. So I worked for a year in Australia. I grew up in the company. I started training people on how to sell, and meanwhile I was doing my sales. So I started basically getting more money. So I landed in Australia with basically $50, and then I started making more money. The salary was pretty good. I was basically making 60K a year, 65 between 60 and 70K a year, which is pretty good for a kid from Argentina, not knowing how to speak English. Essentially, I learned English last year. As you can probably tell, I have an accent. But I think at that point, I was like, well, I'm doing pretty well, man. I'm doing pretty well. Just started from nothing in Argentina, going to Spain, losing everything, then going to Australia with no money, and then having a 70K salary from nowhere, working in sales without experience, and also not knowing the language. I was doing pretty well, man. So I basically started just saving money, investing money, and putting everything into crypto. So last year, I basically worked my ass off, and what I did was every week, every Thursday, I was putting money into crypto because I knew that this bull run was going to happen. So I put everything into crypto every single week. And at the end of the year, basically my visa was ending. So with the company, we decided that I was going to move to New Zealand, because in New Zealand they have another office. So I was like, okay, I'll just get another visa for going to New Zealand, go work a couple months there, and then go back to Australia, because Australia is pretty cool. So I came here to New Zealand, get working in the job, and basically crypto exploded again. What happened was that now I'm in a position that I can allow myself to stop working. So that's what I did. So pretty much this Friday was my last day. I'm going to move back to Argentina because basically it allows me to spend less money while I'm starting my entrepreneurial journey. The reason of this YouTube channel is just to document everything that I'm going to do. And I think it's going to be pretty interesting because I'm going to be traveling a lot, and I'm going to basically record everything on how I go from employee to entrepreneur. So the plan moving forward is going back to Argentina. I'm going to go back to Argentina for June, July, and August. I'm going to stay there for 3 months while set myself with online sales. And then at the end of the year, basically the plan is moving to Dubai because taxes are zero until you make 750K a year. So that's fucking cool. I don't want to pay taxes for any fucking government. I don't care where I'm at. And the reason of this YouTube channel is just to document, so you guys can see how just a normal guy from Argentina that was born there, didn't know English, now is just traveling the world, making money, having fun, investing, and doing crazy shit. So yeah, that's
I
basically
learned the game
it.
from William Wesley. You can never check me. Back to back for the niggas that didn't.